What's up guys, it's Dave Marshall from the RC Air Marshal YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Spektrum S150 Smart Charger. This is a single channel 50 watt charger that is very low cost and budget friendly for people that are just getting started in the hobby. Before we get started with the review, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on so you're always made aware when new videos are coming out on the channel. And let's take a look at the Spektrum S150. On the bench today, we've got the S150 AC Smart Charger from Spektrum. This is a look at everything that you get in the box. You get the charger unit, you get a power supply, you get the AC cord for the power supply, and you get the instruction manual. We're going to take a closer look at the charger itself. It does come in what is kind of a polished plastic housing. It's like a gloss finish on the plastic housing. It's very small, as you can see. It fits in the palm of my hand. The interface on this is very easy. You have a segmented battery meter that has 4 segments on it, so you can read the charge level of your battery. On the left side, you've got 4 LEDs that show your battery chemistry, and on the right side, you've got 4 more LEDs to show you your charge rate. You've got a single button for your user interface. On this side, we've got the IC3 connector that you plug your main charge lead of your battery into. You've also got your balance port. It supports up to 4S batteries. On the back here, we've got our DC input that comes from the power supply. You've also got a small fan. And over on this side, that port is for your update cable, so you can make updates to the firmware when they become available. Let's go ahead and get this plugged in and let's take a look at how it performs. All right, so as you were able to see when it first fires up, all of the LEDs light up just as a simple self-test. What we're going to start with is plugging in a standard battery and going through how to set up this charger to start a charge cycle on a standard battery. What we've got here is a 2200 milliamp hour 3-cell pack. We're going to take a closer look at the interface. It's fairly simple to get through all this stuff and set it up to start up a charge cycle. As you can see on the side, short presses change the charge rates, long presses change the battery chemistry, and you press it twice to start. If we wanted to change the battery chemistry, a long press is you just press it until the chemistry changes. Just press it and hold it, and when the chemistry changes, you can let that go. Right now, you may be able to see it's on life. So if you wanted to change that to nickel metal hydride, we just press it and hold it until it changes, and it just goes from top to bottom. So we'll go ahead and go back to lithium high voltage and go to LiPo. To change the charge rates, so as you can see here, we have fixed charge rates of 0.5 amps, 1 amp, 3 amps, and 5 amps. To change those, we just do a quick press of the button, and you can see it just round robins. So we'll leave that at 3 amps. That's just over a 1C charge rating for this battery. So you can see this battery has a standard EC3 connection, and that is compatible with the IC3 connection here. We'll plug that in. The balance connector, as with most of the smart chargers, plugs in with the little splines. They go facing down, and you'll be able to see the connectors, the little silver parts of the connectors there on the top. You plug that in all the way to the left side of the balance port on the charger. So we'll go ahead and get that plugged in. We've got that first green segment is now lit up. We're at 3 amps. We're at LiPo. And to start the charge, we're just going to tap that button twice, and that will start the charge cycle, and you'll see that second segment start to light up. And as it progresses through the charge, the battery charge cycle will continue to just keep going up until it's sitting at 100%, and then the charge cycle will stop. All right, so as we can hear from the beeps, that is our completion alarm. And that is a repeating alarm, and there is not a way that I am aware of to change that. So when the charge cycle is complete, you'll hear those beeps to let you know. And at this point, we can go ahead and disconnect our battery. And because we don't have a display, we just have the charge indicator. because we don't have any number display, we're going to go ahead and plug this battery into a smart checker and make sure that, that everything looks good. All right, so we're just going to verify with a smart checker what the numbers look like after charging this battery with the S150 charger. All right, so we can see there we're sitting at 420, 419, and 420. So we're pretty close to a good balanced charge. This was at storage voltage prior to connecting it, and everything looks good. So we got a successful charge on a standard battery. And now we're going to go ahead and try this out on a smart battery and look at some of the differences between how it responds when we plug in a regular battery versus a smart battery. All right, so for this test, we're going to be using a 2200 milliamp hour 4S 30C pack. The smart charger will automatically select the correct chemistry. So just to kind of play around with that, we're going to set this thing up to use a different chemistry type. We're going to set it up for nickel metal hydride at 0.5 amps. So I'm going to go ahead and connect our smart battery and see what happens with those settings. So what we can see is that it did automatically start the charge cycle, but it does not change the current. Now it does change the battery chemistry. It went ahead and automatically selected LiPo for us. But it started the charge cycle, leaving the charge current at 0.5 amps. Now, we want that to actually be 0.3. So I can go ahead and change the charge amps here, and that actually interrupts the charge cycle. And now it's going to restart, and you'll see that we now have our battery indicator is kind of jumping up and down again, and that would indicate that we are back in our charge cycle. So we're going to go ahead and let that cycle complete. So the charge cycle is complete on the smart battery. So as we can see, our battery gauge has stopped moving. It's showing all 4 segments lit up in green. We're going to go ahead and unplug the smart battery, and we're also going to take the smart battery and plug it into the smart checker. All right, so we're going to take the balance port of the smart battery and plug that in and see where we're at. So, yeah, we got a couple of cells that are sitting at like 4.21, but we're talking like thousandths or, a hundredth of a volt there. So it's not too huge of a concern for it to be a tiny bit over like that. We're sitting at like 421, 418, 420, 421. So not too bad, but we're definitely getting a good charge on this charger. All right, now that we're done putting the S150 through its paces, let's head back over to the studio view and talk about it a little bit. I wanted to share some final thoughts on the Spektrum S150 Smart Charger. Coming in at a price point of about $30 US, this charger is a very budget-friendly charger for someone who's first getting into the hobby. It'll be an excellent upgrade and improvement over the chargers that you'll find that ship with most ready-to-run aircraft and a lot of your beginner sets and airplanes such as the Aero Scout or the Apprentice or Mini Apprentice. This does have an AC power supply, so in the event that you want to use it at the field, you'll need AC power available. This charger does work great with both standard LiPo batteries as well as the Spektrum Smart batteries. And with the standard batteries, you will have to select the chemistry type as well as the charge current. And with the smart batteries, you'll need to select the charge current. However, the chemistry of the battery is selected automatically. Now, something to note is this is only a charger. That's all it does is charge batteries. It doesn't do discharging. It doesn't do storage charging. Also, while the S150 is advertised to be able to charge 1 through 4S LiPo batteries, something that I noticed is that when I plugged in a 1S battery, it would not allow me to start the charge cycle because the S150 requires that the balance lead be plugged in, and 1S batteries don't have a balance plug, and it doesn't seem, or at least I did not find a way to start the charge cycle without the balance lead plugged in. Hopefully this is something that Spektrum can address in a firmware update to the S150, because I think that this charger would be fantastic for charging the smaller LiPo packs that we see in UMX aircraft and UMX helicopters, or the small micro helicopters, and typically a lot of those run on 1S batteries. Now, one other thing that I observed with the S150 is that the balancing wasn't always the best. It's certainly acceptable, but it doesn't get all of the cells right at the same voltage like you would expect to see from a higher end charger. Now, without getting too in-depth on the math of how chargers function and Ohm's law and all that fun stuff, what I will say is that you're only going to achieve the 5 amp charge current on 2S packs. On a 3S pack, you're only going to be able to achieve a maximum of around 4.5 amps, even if you're set to 5 amps, and you're only going to see about 3.4 amps on a 4S pack. As you start out in the hobby, a lot of the beginner aircraft are going to be using packs that are in the 1800, 2200, and 3200 milliamp range, and your lower capacity 2S, 3S, and 4S packs will all be able to achieve a 1C charge rating. Now, because the S150 does not have a display that will show you the individual cell voltages of your battery, I would highly recommend pairing the S150 with a battery checker like the XBC100 Smart Checker, also from Spektrum, and you can see a link to my review on the Smart Checker right there. So in conclusion, I think the S150 is certainly geared towards the budget-friendly people that are getting started in the RC hobby, and it's an excellent upgrade over those chargers that come with those airplanes. If you're charging lower capacity 2S, 3S, and 4S packs in that 18, 2200, 3200 capacity, I think that this is an excellent charger for you. If you're interested in purchasing an S150 charger, check the links in the description of this video. There is an affiliate link for Horizon Hobby where you can purchase an S150. It offers a small commission back to the channel, and we certainly appreciate your support. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you're always made aware when new videos come out on the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.